Don't underestimate what you have, or rather, how you might hear it, don't underestimate the little that you have. Now, I was about to start filming a bunch of other videos, which I am going to, and as I needed to do something, and guess what? I went to find this little tool that I have. And as I was using it, I was thinking about how, and I'm going to show you guys how it works. I've shown it to you guys before. I was thinking about how useful it is and how I use this more than the other things that like match up with this. So basically, hear me out, because this is all going to be a metaphor for why you shouldn't overlook the little that you have, like, or you perceive that you have, right? So I have this little tool here, right? And it's actually a keychain I bought in Italy, right? Literally for I think like €6 or something like that. I lost the little keychain bit, but I just keep it in my handbag. And on this thing, look at this. We've got 2 screwdrivers, a flat one and then the other one, hold on. Right, like this. So it closes like this. And then you have those 2. So one's on each side, one here. And then the other one here, right? Flat, and then like the twisty one. I don't know what the name is for that, I've forgotten. Then I also have a nail file on one side, a blade, like an actual blade that can cut on the other. Can we see? We'll make sure people can see. Yep, a blade. And if you twist this down like this and twist this side down like this, you have pliers and cable cutters in the inside there, like this. Now, I've had this since I went to Italy in October last year. And can I tell you that I probably use this like at least every other day. And you would think, right, that's a tiny screwdriver, when will you ever need that? That's a tiny nail file, that's a tiny blade. But do you know what's funny? Because it's so small, in all the situations where I don't say I'm out and about, so I don't have like my toolbox or anything, or, you know, I haven't remembered to buy a nail file because my nail files run out, or like the other day randomly I was going to screw a new fan, like screw the little screws in. It's like a normal size fan, right? Lo and behold, what little friend did I have here? This little guy here. And even though a lot of people would probably look at this as a gimmick, right, as something that's not really that useful, as something that's like, well, just go and get a proper screwdriver, just go and get some proper pliers, just go and get a proper nail file, just go and get a proper blade. I've been using this thing for like over a year now. And can I tell you, this thing is so handy, and you wouldn't believe, like, even when I was using, like, I've used the pliers a number of times, like, to actually, like, it's actually crazy how much I've used, like, every single function of this, except I haven't used the flat screwdriver yet for any. Actually, have I? I might have. You know, it's crazy how many times this little tool has come in handy, and how many times, because it's so small, it's always there and it's easily accessible, because it's just always there in my handbag. It doesn't matter if I've got a big handbag, small handbag. Like, I usually like to carry a small one. You know what I mean? I could just have it on my keys. Heck, I could just put it in my pocket, although we don't have them as women. But you guys get the gist, right? Something that's seemingly so small, something that you might overlook because you think, oh, but just get a proper one, just get proper this, just get proper that. So many times, this little thing has actually come in helpful. A, just because of how easy it is to carry around, but B, it actually is capable of doing more than you would think. Because when I got it, I just got it because it's the type of thing I would get. I like to buy random things like this because, you know, I'm that kind of person who likes to have, I like to be the type of person that has things in my handbag that can come in helpful, but like not necessarily the most traditional things that people have in their handbags. Also, I am just a bit of a big nerd. I do carry my scientific calculator in my handbag. You know what I'm saying? But to me, this is a metaphor of us, and especially like, you know, I have this phrase. I say this to the kids that I teach, and I also say this to, and I say this because this is what I believe is the relationship I have with the Lord, which is, you know, you do your best and let God do the rest. You know, the Bible says all you need is faith, the faith of a mustard seed. So many times in life, we're like really thinking we need all of these skills and all of this and that in order to get from A to B to C to D, right? But in reality, all we need to do is utilize the little the perceived little. I say perceived little because even a tree started as a seed. You know what I mean? And I know if you guys have seen a mustard trees are huge and they're like as tall as they are wide, right? And they are massive, right? When they grow. And God says, you know, if your faith is as small as a mustard seed, you can move a mountain. And just the same, that whatever you have, you may not perceive that what you have is a lot to offer. You may not perceive that, you know, especially because I call my channel The Winning Team. And I feel like, you know, people tend to have a viewpoint of the concept of winning as in like you got to set yourself some goal, like I'm gonna run the a marathon, or I'm gonna do this, whatever it is that you're gonna do. And actually that's not it. It's about finding what seed you have, what's something small that you have, and absolutely utilizing it and loving and appreciating that about yourself. And it's like what I say about life being a game. The whole concept, part of the concept of life being a game is, in a game we all play characters. We have different characters. So in a game you have different characters, and they have different attributes and different reasons why different characters are better for different things. There's pros and cons to being a huge character, and there's pros and cons to being a tiny character. There's pros and cons to being, I don't know, to being a sniper. There's pros and cons to being a swordsman. There's pros and cons to like all these different things in life. And what society has done is made it so if you don't do X, Y, and Z, we've decided a bunch of things are considered like valuable, when in reality I don't see it that way. I see this all as a big team group project. You know what I mean? Like this is a big group project, and we all have something that we have to do, and we all have a part that we have to play, and our individual part is valuable. Like that's why I find it so weird that people consider. I was thinking it earlier today about how much I literally loved my job. Well, I didn't love a lot about it, but I enjoyed doing my job at McDonald's when I was 16. You know, it was my first ever job, and I actually really enjoyed it. You know, and to this day, and I think it's because of that experience that I don't know why people look down on it. Because first of all, people at McDonald's, like how many people? McDonald's is something that's a part of like that brings us all together. We all know what a Big Mac is. We all know what a Big Mac is. We all can comment on what we would and wouldn't order at McDonald's. It's something that used to be affordable fast food that everybody would buy and whatever. And in some ways it brings everybody together, right? And brings joy. You know, kids love freaking McDonald's, for goodness sake. You know what I'm saying? And so why is it that just because it's a fast food place that people would look down on working somewhere like that, when actually the people that work there are bringing a lot of joy to a lot of people, and to a lot more people than a lot of other people with high level jobs. Let's talk about Diddy's lawyers, for example. They've got a big title, you know, attorneys and whatnot and what have you. But in terms of their actual, you know, contribution to the group project that is society, you know what I'm saying? And this is what I'm trying to say. Like, I find it sad that so many people look at themselves as like, as if, oh, I don't have this, or I'm not intelligent, or I'm not this, or I'm not that. And it's like, stop thinking about what you're not and think about what you are. You know what I mean? You like, and think about what that does for others, you know, and how you can impact others. That's what I liked about working in McDonald's, was that even though I didn't feel like I was doing a lot to society, you know what, one thing I could do? Brighten somebody's day. I love making the customers laugh. I like talking to them, and I would do the same thing I do now. Like I would be my usual self, and you would see somebody will start ordering, and they'll be looking down. They were talking a bit like this, and they're not in a good mood, you know. And then by the end, you're chatting away, and you're like, "Have a good day. Hope you enjoy." And they're just, you can brighten somebody's day. You don't know how much that might mean to somebody. For me, I know that means a lot. Like when sometimes I'll be down in the dumps, and you know, it will be something really small, you know, and so what's seemingly small but is so valuable, you know. And that's what I'm trying to say, that, and that's just on a basic level. There's so many other things, you know, in society that we do, and it could be just being, you know, looking after the people around you is a thing that I think goes so unappreciated, right? It could be that you have the ability, like there's so many skills in the world that people have, that like if those people weren't doing that job, where would we be? Like right now, if there weren't people who knew how to build a Wi-Fi router, how would any of us be listening to this? Or even the mobile data towers, the towers for the mobile whatevers, right? Or whoever knows how to, I don't know, build your charger for your devices, the people that do the electricity, make the people that make the carpet that's inside of your house, the people that lay the carpet that's inside of your house, like all of this and everything, it's a group project, and we should never like devalue yourself and your contribution, because we all need each other. And that's one message I really hope to drill into us as the winning team, is every member is as valuable as another, because we're all bringing something to the table. You know what I mean? And that's just in life. And that's how we win. We win as a team, right? I don't believe winning. I don't like to look at winning as a like lifetime winning, obviously. I don't look at it as a one person thing. I look at it as a group thing. We do it together. We support each other. We value what each other does. And we don't undervalue what we have by looking at what somebody else has and thinking, oh, I wish I could have had that. You know, and that's also a very slippery slope, which we won't get into that, because then you just start to overly obsess. And one thing that I find, and I'll say this, that like, and I can tell you guys this from experience, a lot of people think that a lot of things that I've done, right, that I just got lucky, or I had certain special circumstances. In some cases I did, as in like one special circumstance is that I got to grow up in the West. But like, even like when it comes to things like university and all of that stuff, I didn't have a computer when I was applying for university. I applied for university, majority of it I did on my phone, and student finance and all of that. And I made it happen. You know, I got really good at writing documents on my mobile phone, full blown documents that I would then print like for all sorts of different things. You know what I'm saying? I used what I had. Like for me, and this is what I'm saying about winning as well, is you have to make the decision that no matter what your circumstances, you're going to make it happen. It doesn't matter if you don't have this, it doesn't matter if you don't have this, you're gonna make it happen. Like I said, I've always done that. Like I couldn't afford to pay for dance lessons when I was growing up. The reason why we couldn't afford as a family, I should say. So that's why I started working at McDonald's, was like just so that I could pay for one dance class, right? And one gym membership, my gym membership was so cheap, it was like £15 a month, right? That's why I was working in McDonald's, right? Because it was the only job I could get at 16. And I could still only do one dance class, even though there was everybody else was doing all these different dance classes, you know. But I just kept going. I kept utilizing the little that I felt like I had. And my viewpoint has always been, you know what, I'll just give everything I have to give, and at least I know that I tried, and at least we'll see what happens. And literally that has been the story of my life. It's been a story of, I'll give my all and I'll see what happens. And I think when you're with the Lord especially, it's like, do your best and God will do the rest. You know what I'm saying? You do your best and God will do the rest. And so don't underestimate what God has placed inside of you. Don't underestimate any small skill. Don't think, oh, I kind of know how to do this, but that's not that important. No, it is, because there's somebody that doesn't know how to do that. There's somebody that doesn't know how to do that. And so because you're the person who does know how to do that, that immediately makes you valuable, right? More valuable to somebody else. To somebody else, you may think, and this is where I think a lot of people really value themselves really low and really like undersell themselves, because, and it's natural in society. Society is very, it's very societally normal to self-deprecate, especially in this country. Self-deprecation is like, oh, you know, but I'm not really that good. You hear people online say all the time, like talking down on themselves, self-deprecating, like I didn't do anything special, or it's nothing special. Like, don't speak about yourself that way. Listen, I'm guilty. This is why I've had to learn this as well. I've had to learn this season myself, because I was saying to God, I was like, God, I feel like I have nothing other than my faith, and that's the only thing that I have, that I feel like that I truly have to offer, and anything. And He was like, yeah. And guess what? That is actually all that you need, and more than you can possibly imagine. You can use, and I can, better yet, I can use, and better, even more so, the world can use. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to share that message with you guys about my little tool here, because I use this thing all the time for so many different random tasks. You know, some of them, it does completely replace the other options. Others, it does those same jobs in a different way than the other, like the bigger versions of these things will. But you know what's the greatest thing about this? I can always keep this basically with me at any given time. And as I was just thinking about this, as I was using it now, and I was thinking, of any of these individual items, of which all the other items I rarely use, like the larger versions of them, I rarely have to use. And yet, because I have this, and it's always near me, and I've got used to using it, I can always use this all the time, for a lot of things, and it's coming so freaking handy. It's like one of the best €6 I've spent in my freaking life. So yeah, so just thought I would share that with you guys. Just a bit of encouragement. Don't underestimate what you have inside of you. Don't look down. Don't self-deprecate. Don't think, oh, I only have this. Oh, I only have that. No, 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 no. What you have right there is a seed. What you have right there is a seed that you can grow into something. You know what I mean? Don't be like the world and self-deprecate. Don't be like the world and think, oh, this is big because of that and that's not as valuable. Absolutely not. The world that we have is the way that it is because everybody came together and did whatever they did. Everybody came together and did whatever they did. We all have the things that we do, and it's all part of the group project. Anyways, you guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video and this bit of encouragement, because the videos that are about to come out are about to be nuts. The videos I'm about to record now are about to be nuts, because I'm going to be talking about this whole Madeline RG situation, because she just said some wild things today. But anyways, you guys, if life's a game, let's play to win. I hope you feel encouraged. Just know that it doesn't matter how little you think of yourself. Whatever you have, whatever small thing you feel like you have to give, trust me, you do your best, let God do the rest. And on that note, if life's a game, let's play to win. God bless you. God loves you. I love you. And I'll see you my next time.